Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Radiant Central, and I'm your host Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite fish recipes. This is a great way to make sort of a spicy fish that is just filled with spices and fresh ingredients, and it's very simple. It's an Indonesian dish, and what it is that you're going to be making a fish any which way you want to prepare it. If you want to poach it or steam it or grill it, however you want to prepare the fish, and then you're serving it with what is called a Sambal Matah, which is kind of like a salsa, but it's made with shallots and lemongrass and chili. So it's pretty much having kind of like a raw spice with your fish, and it is delicious, easy, simple, and wonderful. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so here's the ingredients and the tools. So what you're gonna need tools-wise, you're gonna need a knife, cutting board, measuring cup, a little bowl, and a spoon. This is what you're gonna be mixing the Sambal Matah, or the salsa, in. And then for the actual dish itself, you're gonna need some sort of white fish. Here I'm using a mahi-mahi, which is a local whitefish, but you're certainly welcome to use barramundi, or you can use a white snapper, tilapia, sole, any kind of whitefish that's available to you, you can use it. And you can prepare it in any way. So many ways of preparing fish, right? You can bake it, you can steam it, you can poach it, you can grill it, you can pan fry it. However you want to prepare it, go ahead and prepare it, okay? You pretty much just want a plain fillet of fish, and this is for 2 people. Then for the actual Sambal Matah, for the raw sort of chili spice that we're going to be serving it with the fish and eating the fish with, what you're going to need is lemongrass, and you're just going to need 1 stalk of lemongrass. So, and I would say medium one, okay, so just 1. And then you're going to need shallots, and pretty much we're going to be chopping up half a cup of fresh shallots, so you'll need a bunch of those. You'll need some fresh chili peppers. These are bird's eye chilies, these are the Thai chilies, and I'm using 3. This is quite spicy. If you don't really like spicy too much, then just maybe use 1 or even half, okay? This has a lot of heat in it. And then you're gonna need oil. I'm using my homemade coconut oil. If you don't know how I make my own coconut oil, I will post the link below for that. You can use either a coconut oil if you like the taste of coconut, but if you don't, then you're certainly welcome to use an olive oil or any kind of subtle oil that you'd like to use, okay? So nothing that's too powerful. And then you're going to need 1 clove of garlic, and you're going to need some salt as well, some sea salt. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be pretty much just chopping up all these ingredients and then just mixing it up and serving it with our fish. So here we have all the ingredients. I just want to let you know too that the ingredients and the amounts are all written up on today's blog post at Radiant Central. So what we're going to start off with is with the shallots. I've already prepared them, but what you're going to do is just take a shallot and just remove the outer skin from it. And then we're going to thinly slice them up, and pretty much you want enough that we're going to slice up a half a cup packed. Okay, so it's quite a bit of shallots. And so we'll start with that. And here we're just thinly slicing. And then after I've thinly sliced everything, I like to just roughly just go through it once. 1 little chop all the way through. And that's it. And then you can put it in the bowl. So pretty much what you want to be doing is chopping up a half a cup of packed shallots. And this is how much it would be. Put it in the bowl. And then we'll get on to chopping up our lemongrass. So with the lemongrass, you're going to want to remove the end parts and also this part here. So you would chop that off and you'd remove the dried end parts. And pretty much what you would end up with is just a little piece of lemongrass like this. And what we'll do is we're going to actually take the handle of the knife, so this part here, and we're just going to bruise it a little bit. And then you're going to thinly slice it up. And then once it's thinly sliced up, we're going to just add it in with the shallots, the sliced shallots. And then we're going to move on to our 3 bird's eye chilies. So pretty much before we get started with chopping it up, you're going to remove the stem. And over here we got our 3 chilies that we're going to also finely chop up. Like the shallots, once I've sliced everything up, I like to actually go through it one last time, just like that, just to chop it up in just slightly smaller little pieces. You don't have to finely dice it too much, just a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to add that into the rest of the spices. And then we've got our garlic. So pretty much what you're going to do is just peel the garlic, and then with this as well, you're going to thinly slice it and then you'll mince it. So it's thinly sliced, and then you're going to chop it really finely. So once it is finely chopped, you're going to also add that in with the spices. And then we're just going to add, I would say, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. You can also use a light olive oil or any kind of oil that has a very subtle or light taste. You don't want a heavy, too much of a fragrant oil with this, okay? And then you just mix it up. And here we go. This is what we would call a Sambal Matah, and pretty much it's a raw sort of chili, lemongrass, shallot kind of salsa that we're going to serve with our fish. Okay, so here is our fillet of fish. This is a fillet of mahi fish. Any wet fish will do. I've cooked this up just on the stove in the pan with a little bit of coconut oil, and no seasoning, no salt, no nothing, just plain, because the seasoning, the salt, and the spice is all in the Sambal Matah over here that we're going to be serving up with the fish. So how I like to serve this is that I'm going to take a big spoonful of our Sambal Matah, or the salsa, and I'm just going to put the spoonful over here, serve it up on the fish, and there you go. And this is how you would serve it up. Delicious. And you can have it with a salad. There's no need to actually serve the fish either with any lime or lemon, because the lemongrass in the Sambal Matah is a perfect complement to the fish, and you don't need any extra lime or lemon or anything. All right, so do try this out, and if you want the full recipe, you can go to my website at radiancecentral.com. Click on blog, and on today's blog post, the full recipe will be written out, all the quantities and instructions, everything. All right, so do try this out. If you love fish, this is a fantastic, easy recipe. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.